What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick NBA draft grade. I just wanted to do this one quick because it's basically they drafted Tyus Jones and the best player in the draft, potential wise, and Karl-Antony Towns. I love the pick because I thought he was the best player, and the more I look at him, he just gonna develop into a complete player. His defensive upside is ridiculous. His playmaking, his post game, his jump shot. He added a 3-point shot. He just so versatile, man. It's gonna be scary to see how he's gonna be in 3 years. But this is gonna be more about the Minnesota in general, not just about the draft picks, because I gotta re-update this so much because the team has so much potential. It just I just don't like the roster completely. This roster is very talented all across the board. They got Shabazz Muhammad, they got Andrew Wiggins, Zach LaVine, Ricky Rubio, Pekovic, Gorgie Dang. There's just so much talent on this roster that is crazy to imagine how they going to be once they develop their skill sets, once they develop their fundamentals, and once they start reaching their potential. This team can be scary in a while. But it's some things that need to happen. That's all I keep saying every time I make a video like this. It's still some things with this roster that has to happen. First, they got too many similar positions, and they got too many similar players. Like Shabazz, they like to play him in the pose. They like to play Andrew Wiggins in the pose. They like to give Kevin Martin the jump shots. They let the Andrew Wiggins take the jump shots. They like Zach LaVine playing the 2 card, but they like Kevin Martin. And then they putting Andrew Wiggins at the 2. It's just so much talent on this roster. It don't mesh well. Like I said, what you gonna do with Pekovic? What you gonna do with Gorgie? What you gonna do with Karl-Antony Towns? They got so much talent on this roster. It got to mesh better. They gotta put it all in together. They gotta trade some of these people, move some of them around, add some more pieces. They gotta start meshing this roster so it fits collectively together. As of right now, it looked like they just was collecting talent from drafts and from picks, and they still doing that. But eventually, you got to start saying, I want to put together a championship roster. But this roster right now is dysfunctional. It's just all over the place. And like I said, they got too many people playing the same position. After a while, they got to start figuring out how they're going to put this roster together to be in a run for playoffs. Right now, it's just a bunch of collected talent put together. And this roster is not going to be in the playoffs this year either. They need some work, and they need 2 more years of development. They need to work this roster around, find some pieces that mesh together, find some floor spacing on the court like they did with Towns, figure out what they're gonna do with that power forward position, figure out what they're gonna do with Shabazz and Kevin Martin and Pekovic and them. They gotta start figuring out what they're gonna do with this roster because, and same with Ricky Rubio, is you gonna keep Rubio? Is you gonna start Zach LaVine at the 2 guard? Is you gonna let Zach LaVine be the starting point guard? Because they had him starting at point guard and they have him starting at shooting guard because of all the injuries. But eventually you're gonna have to figure out what are you gonna do with Zach LaVine? Or is he gonna be your 2 guard? Is he gonna be your point guard? Or is Andrew Wiggins gonna be the shooting guard? Is you gonna keep Kevin Martin? How long are you gonna keep him before you get rid of him? Same with Pekovic. Is you gonna keep Pekovic? Do you want to keep him? Do you want Gorgie Gang be the center? Do you want Karl-Antony Towns to play power forward and Dame play center? They gotta figure out what they're gonna do with this roster. Because right now it just combusted of a lot of talent and it's not meshing right. It's not panning out. It's a lot of cake batter, but it's not organized and panned out so that you can make a full cake. I don't like the roster right now. I'm liking the draft picks that they have got. I'm liking the Kevin Love trade for the Andrew Wiggins. I'm not liking Anthony Bennett. I like some of the picks to get more young talent on the roster. But eventually, you're going to have to start putting together a roster that can win instead of a roster of collecting talent. I see what they got. I like what they doing, but it doesn't mesh well together. And that's going to hurt their chances of making the playoffs year in and year out because the roster just doesn't work well together. And you can say it's not the coach's fault. It's just the management. You putting too much talent. You getting all these young players, but it doesn't matter. What's the point of developing somebody you're not going to use anyway? What's the point of developing somebody you don't even need? They need to start moving these players for some salary cap relief. They need to move some of these players for some draft picks for the future and start organizing this roster to what they want to do. Because they got to find, basically what I'm saying, they got to find some type of identity. Because right now they playing too many different styles. They playing too many different ways. They fusing too many different type of plays. They got to find the identity of what they want this roster to be. And once they find that out, we're going to start seeing them take strides in the playoff marketing. Because right now, this roster is just all over the place. And I like the Towns pick. He is a huge help for this team. Him and Andrew Wiggins and Zach LaVine and Ricky Rubio is going to be nasty to watch years later. But it's just so many pieces all around this roster. It's not even enough balls for Karl-Antony Towns, Wiggins, and it's not even enough balls for all these players. You can't get a ball to Martin. He gonna want his 15 shots. Wiggins gonna want his 15. Towns gonna want 10. Zach LaVine gonna want the ball so he can play make, but Ricky Rubio gonna be in the way. You know what I'm saying? This roster is all over the place, and they gotta figure out what they gonna do. Let me know what y'all guys think. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Quinn Wade Basketball Now signing out. If you like this video, check out my older videos. Like this video, like my older videos, subscribe. And let me know what you guys think about this roster and what you think about the #1 pick and the pick they got with Tyus Jones.